My name is Arthur Whitmore. I'm 105 years old, and for most of my life, I thought I understood what it meant to stay young. People still ask me almost every time they meet me, "How did you live this long?" They lean in when they ask it, like I'm about to hand them something rare, a secret, a formula. Some of them already have their guesses. You must have eaten very clean. Or maybe you exercised every day. Did you follow some special routine? And I always smile because I used to believe the same things. I did all of it. I ate carefully. I stayed disciplined. I listened to doctors. I followed rules. I did everything people told me would keep me young. And still, somewhere along the way, I started to feel old. Not in my body. My body was fine. It was something quieter than that, something harder to explain. It was the way I woke up in the morning already tired, even after a full night's sleep. It was how laughter didn't come as easily, how silence felt heavier than it should. Nothing was obviously wrong, but nothing felt light anymore either. And the strangest part is, this didn't happen when I turned 80 or 70. It started much earlier. I was 35. That's the part most people don't understand. You don't suddenly become old one day. It doesn't arrive with gray hair or a slower walk. It begins in different places no one else can see. In the things you hold on to. In the thoughts you repeat. In the feelings you never quite let go of. No one ever told me that. No one warned me that bitterness, quiet and patient, could live inside you for years and age you faster than time ever could. Back then, I thought I was building a future. I didn't realize I was also carrying something with me, something small, something I told myself didn't matter, but it stayed, and over time, it became heavier than anything I had ever carried. If I could go back and tell my younger self one thing, it wouldn't be about food or exercise or how to live longer. I would just say this: be careful what you keep inside you. Because some things don't just stay, they grow. And one day you wake up and realize it's not your body that feels old, it's your life. I remember the exact moment it began. I was 35, ambitious, focused, certain that I was building something that would last. At that age, you don't think about consequences. You think about momentum. You think, if you just push a little harder, move a little faster, everything will fall into place. And for a while, it felt like it did. An opportunity came to me. A good one, the kind that changes everything if you say yes. The only problem was, it wasn't really mine. It belonged to someone else, a friend, not just a colleague, someone who had trusted me. We had started at the same place, same level, same dreams, same long nights, trying to prove ourselves. And I knew if I stepped forward, he would be left behind. I wish I could tell you it was a difficult decision. It wasn't. That's what makes it hard to admit. I told myself what people always say in moments like that: this is how the world works. If I don't take it, someone else will. I've earned this. So I said yes. And just like that, my life moved forward. From the outside, everything improved. Better position, better income, more recognition. People congratulated me. They said I deserved it, and I believed them. At least, I tried to. But something had already changed, not around me, in Smet. It didn't show up all at once. It was subtle. I stopped sleeping as deeply. My mind stayed busy, even when everything was quiet. I laughed less, not because life was bad, but because something felt heavier than before, and I couldn't explain why. There was no obvious loss, no visible damage, just a quiet weight. That followed me everywhere. That's the thing about certain choices. They don't break you instantly. They stay with you. They settle in. And over time, they become part of how you feel about yourself. I never talked about it. Not to anyone. Not even to myself, if I'm being honest. I buried it under work, under progress, under the idea that moving forward meant moving on. But those are not the same thing. You can move forward in life and still be carrying something from years ago. Looking back now, at 105, I don't remember the details of that opportunity anymore. I don't remember the numbers, the title, the exact moment people shook my hand. But I remember the feeling. I remember the moment something inside me got quieter and heavier at the same time. That was the year everything started to change, not on the surface, but underneath. That was the year I stopped feeling light, and without realizing it, that was the year I began to grow old. Life has a way of moving forward, whether you're ready or not. And mine did. Years passed. My 40s came, then my 50s, then my 60s. Each decade looked better than the one before, at least on paper. I earned more. I owned more. I achieved more. From the outside, it looked like a good life, maybe even a successful one. But something strange was happening at the same time. As my life expanded, my world grew smaller. Friends I used to see every week became people I only thought about once in a while, then eventually, not at all. Conversations became shorter, less honest, more polite. Even at home, things felt different. There was no big argument, no dramatic falling out, just distance, the kind that grows slowly, quietly. Until one day, you realize you don't really know each other anymore. And I kept telling myself the same thing. I just need a little more time. A little more time to fix things, a little more time to slow down, a little more time to reconnect. But time doesn't fix what you avoid. It just gives it more space to grow. I filled my days with work, with responsibilities, with reasons not to stop and look too closely, because deep down, I think I knew. I knew there was something I hadn't faced, something I kept carrying, even when everything else in my life was moving forward. The strange thing about regret is, it doesn't demand attention. It waits, quietly, patiently. It sits in the background of your life and becomes part of your normal. Until one day, you can't tell if you're living your life or just managing the weight of it. By the time I turned 70, I had everything I once believed would make me feel complete. A house, a career I could point to, a life that made sense to other people. But when I sat alone, really alone, none of it felt like enough. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't struggling. I wasn't missing anything obvious. And yet, there was no sense of peace, no lightness, no feeling that I could finally rest inside my own life. That's when I started to understand something. You can build a life that looks full and still feel empty inside it. You can spend decades moving forward and never once feel like you've arrived. And the hardest part is no one else can see it, because from the outside, you're doing just fine. But inside, you're still carrying something you were supposed to let go of a long time ago. I was 72 when it happened. Not a big moment. Not something you would expect to change a life. Just a phone call telling me someone had passed away. It was him. The friend I hadn't spoken to in decades. The one I told myself I would reach out to someday. But someday has a way of disappearing, and suddenly there was no more time left to use it. A few days later, I received something in the mail, an envelope, my name written in a way I hadn't seen in over 30 years. I knew who it was from before I even opened it. I sat there for a long time, just holding it, turning it over in my hands, thinking about all the things I could have said, all the conversations we never had, all the chances I thought I still had. Eventually, I opened it. Inside there wasn't much, just a few lines. But there's only one I've never forgotten. I forgave you a long time ago. I just wished you had forgiven yourself. I read it once, then again, and then I just sat there, not knowing what to do with it. Because for all those years, I had told myself a story that I had moved on, that it didn't matter anymore, that it was just part of the past. But in that moment, I saw it clearly. He had let it go a long time ago. I was the one who hadn't. And suddenly, everything made sense. The weight I couldn't explain, the distance I felt from everything, the quiet heaviness that followed me through every stage of my life. It wasn't time. It wasn't stress. It wasn't even what I had done. It was what I never released. That night, I didn't do anything dramatic. I didn't make a call. I didn't write a speech. I didn't try to fix the past. I just sat there. And for the first time in decades, I stopped holding on. Not to him, to myself. I let the story go, the guilt, the justification, the version of me that needed to carry it. And something changed, not outside, inside. That night, I slept deeply, peacefully, in a way I hadn't felt in over 30 years. And when I woke up the next morning, nothing in my life was different, but something in me was lighter. That was the first time I understood I hadn't been holding on to the past. I've been holding on to the weight of it. And the moment I let it go, I didn't become younger, but I finally stopped feeling old. People still ask me how I made it to 105. They expect something physical, something they can measure, something they can follow. But if I'm honest, I didn't start living longer because I took better care of my body. I started feeling alive when I finally stopped carrying things I was never meant to hold forever. These days, my life is simple. My mornings are quiet. I wake up, I drink a glass of water, and before I reach for anything else, before the noise, before the world comes in, I sit, just for a moment. And I ask myself one question: what am I still holding onto today that I no longer need? Some days, it's small. A thought I replayed too many times. A conversation that stayed longer than it should. Other days, it's heavier. A memory, a feeling, a version of myself I haven't let go of. But every day I try to put something down. Not everything, just one thing, and that's enough. Because over time, that's how the weight disappears. Not all at once, but piece by piece, day by day. People think youth is something you keep, something you protect from time, but that's not how it works. Youth isn't something you hold on to. It's something you stop burying under things you should have released years ago. You don't feel old because of how many years you've lived. You feel old because of how much you're still carrying. And the truth is, most of us are carrying something. A regret, a mistake, a moment we wish we could redo. We think holding on to it means we care. But sometimes it just means we haven't forgiven ourselves yet. At 105, I don't have all the answers, but I know this much. You don't need more time to feel alive again. You need less weight. So, if you're listening to me right now, maybe don't look for a way to live longer. Just take a moment, sit with yourself and ask, what am I still holding on to that I can finally let go of? And if you find something, even something small, try putting it down just for today. You might not notice it right away, but little by little, you'll start to feel it, that lightness, that space, that quiet return to something you thought you had lost. Not your youth, but your peace,